Hi, welcome back to the Wheel of Life at Home Retreat,
大家好，欢迎回来生命之轮居家进修营。
where this horse race is almost finished.
就是整个赛跑即将结束了，
We reached session 24 out of 25 sessions.
我们总共25个线上课，现在已经是第24个了。
And this session is called My Hair on Fire.
这一部分的名字叫做着火的头发。
And the picture you see here is of a guy with his clothes and his hair are both on fire.
你这里看到的是一个人，他的头发跟衣服都着火了。
Let's go to the Tibetan and we can follow why we use this image.
然后我们来看看藏文，然后就会知道为什么我们选择这一张图片。
Tena Shittingle. Shitting means a famous book by Arya Nagarjuna.
这指的是龙树大师非常著名的一本书，
It's called The Letter to the King.
叫亲友书。
Sorry, A Letter to a Friend.
亲友书。
Yeah, and his friend was King Udayibhadra.
然后呢，他的朋友叫乐行国王，
And he sent this letter to the king.
他就给这位国王写了这封信。
And I think it's interesting that Pabonka Rinpoche quotes it so frequently in his Lamrim.
很有意思，就是帕彭卡仁波切在掌中解脱当中引用了多次。
Because I had the good fortune to work on that text a lot when I was very young.
因为我很有幸在很年轻的时候就能够学习这一本书。
My friend Art Engel, a fellow student, a dear fellow student, and my teacher translated that book.
我的朋友同学 Art 以及我的老师翻译了这本书。
And what I realized by studying that book
然后通过学习这本书，我意识到
is that it's a Lam Rim.
这是个道次第。
So we tend to think of the Lam Rim, the steps of the path teaching started in Tibet, but it's not true.
我们可能会认为关于道次第的教授这个传统是从藏地开始，但其实不是。
So this book in Sanskrit is called Suharleka.
这本书梵文叫做苏赫雷卡，
It actually, by Nagarjuna, almost 2,000 years ago, it's kind of a really beautiful Lam Rim.
它是2000年前龙树大师所写，是挺美的关于道次第的教授。
And Pabonka Rinpoche quotes two famous verses here.
然后呢，在这里引用了2-3个句子。
Goam kula lobor meshona. Suppose suddenly your clothes or your hair caught on fire.
或头或衣忽然火。
And by the way, this happened with somebody during my 3-year retreat.
在我做3年大闭关的时候呢，有人就发生了这样的事情，
Somebody got too close to the fire,
有人就离火靠得太近，
and their clothes caught on fire.
衣服就着火了，
And it's very, very dangerous.
是非常非常危险的。
So you have to actually, they taught us in the Boy Scouts,
在童子军的时候，他们有教我们
You have
这
to-
些知识。
knock them down immediately,
knock the person
push
down，
them down, yeah,
你要立刻把那个着火的人推倒，
and then roll them.
然后呢就让他滚一下，
So I did it, you know.
然后我也就这样做了。
Did chirdo giwa tangne kyang. If your clothes or your hair catch on fire, you're not gonna do some other thing.
如果你靠得太近，头发或衣服着火，你不会做其他事情的，
You're gonna immediately do whatever you can to stop the fire.
你肯定会立刻尽己所能去灭火。
Like you're not gonna say, "Oh, my hair's on fire, but I think I'll finish my coffee first." You know?
你不会说，哎呀，我头发着火了，但我要先喝咖啡。
Okay, then we have a job like that.
我们也有类似的工作，
Yangsi mepa ki. We want to put out the fire of rebirth.
我们想要扑灭再次受生的火。
We have a very short time in this life.
我们此生时间很短，
While you are healthy,
趁还健康，
while you can still meditate,
趁还能做冥想，
while your mind is still clear,
趁意识还清晰，
while you still have food and a place to stay,
趁你还有食物可吃，有地方可住，
you don't have time to do a lot of other things.
你没有时间做很多其他的事情。
This fire is burning you now.
这个火现在正在燃烧着你，
So you have to stop everything else and try to put out this fire.
所以你要试着放下其他的事情，然后专心灭火。
There's nothing more important you have to do in your life.
没有比这更重要的在生活中要做的事情了。
And generally in my life, I have followed this in my life, generally.
通常来讲，我生命中是依循着这个原则的。
And the fact is that if you want to put out that fire,
事实是，如果你想灭这个火，
you will not have time to do many other things.
你就没有时间做太多其他的事情。
So you might have to give up many of the things that other people do in their life.
你
Okay.
可能得放弃其他很多人在做的事情。
And I've been doing that for, I don't know, almost 50 years.
我这样做差不多有50多年了。
And I can report.
Report.
I can tell you,
我可以跟大家分享，
I think I made the right decision.
我觉得我做了正确的决定。
So like, for example, I'm very bad at buying birthday presents for my family.
比方说，我就特别不擅长给我的家人买生日礼物。
And it's not that I don't love them. We love each other very much.
不是说我们不相爱，我们彼此很相爱。
But if I spend the time to go to the store to pick a gift for every family member, we have a big family.
因为我们有个大家庭，如果我每个家人我都要去商店给他挑选礼物的话，
Then I won't have time to do those three things.
我就没有时间做那3件事情了。
Vipassana,
Vipassana
try to understand dependence and emptiness.
Vipassana 试着去理解缘起和空性。
Shamatha,
奢摩他
do my meditation practice every day without breaking it to go to the store to buy a birthday.
就是每天都可以做冥想，不用中间间断跑去商店买生日礼物。
And then the daily study and practice of morality, which I need to support my meditation.
第3个就是每天都要坚持道德准则，这样可以支持到我的冥想。
So Nagarjuna says here,
然后龙树大师在这里提到，
it's just like your hair is on fire.
就像你的头发着火了一样，
And there's nothing else more important right now. Put out that fire, then do other things.
就现在没有比这更重要，你先灭火，再做其他的。
Become a Buddha and then buy birthday gifts.
你就先成佛，再去买生日礼物。
Sutim Datta, how are you going to put out this fire?
你如何灭火呢？
Sutim Datta should have something key. You should use Sutrim, which means treating other people sweetly, nicely, not hurting other people.
就是你要善待其他人，不要伤害其他人。
Shirab, that wisdom which understands emptiness.
Shirab 就是明白空性的智慧。
Vipassana is the highest form.
Vipassana 是最高级的一种形式。
And then Shamatha, a good steady state of meditation.
还有奢摩他，就是很好的去学习冥想。
If you remember, these are the 3 parts of the woodcutter.
如果你记得的话，这就是那个砍树的3个部分。
Sharp axe, which is wisdom.
锋利的斧头就是智慧。
Good focus like that unshaking flame to hit in the right place.
就是很专注，就像不动的火焰一样，可以砍中对的地方。
And then 2 strong arms of morality to swing the axe.
然后呢，就2个臂膀能够挥动斧头，就是我们的好的道德。
Then if you use those 3,
如果你运用这3者的话，
you will reach Nyangende. The text says Nyangende, nirvana.
你就可以到达 Nyangende， 就是涅槃，
Also called Shiva, which means peace.
也叫虚瓦，就是寂静，
Also called Tulwa, which means you have controlled yourself completely.
或叫突瓦，就是你很好的能够控制自己。
Also called Chimepe Kopang, the state beyond all impurities.
也叫做就是超越了所有不净的一种状态，
Also called Miga, you don't have to get old anymore.
也叫米嘎，意思就是你再也不用变老，
Michi means that you don't have to die anymore.
意思就是再也不用死亡。
Semitzel means this life and this purity will never end.
就
Never
是
ending.
这个生命以及这种纯净永远不会有止境。
In the letter to the friend,
然后亲友书里呢，
the last line is strange.
最后的一句很奇怪，
Sachume longninda del topze. You should try to reach that place
你应该试着到达这样的境地，
where you don't have earth, water, fire, and wind.
你就再也不会有地、水、火、风。
And by the way, also get rid of the sun and the moon.
还有也摆脱日和月。
Okay, now that last line, I thought we should go on a little side trip, which I like to do.
我觉得最后一行呢，我们应该要先绕一个弯，这是我很喜欢做的事情。
What's that last line mean? I mean, the other words for nirvana are easy.
就其他的讲涅槃啊，这些很容易懂，但是最后一个什么意思？
Peace means, of course, I don't have negative emotions anymore. It's peaceful.
寂静的意思就是我再也没有烦恼了，就是很宁静。
Tuwa means I'm self-controlled, of course.
图瓦意思就是我会自我控制，
Chima mepa, no more problems in my body, no more problems in my mind.
就是我的身体和意识再也不会有问题了，
Don't have to get old.
就不用衰老，
Don't have to die.
不用死亡，
My life, pure life, goes on forever.
就是我纯净的生命可以不断的持续下去，
That's easy.
这个很容易。
But what's it mean, Sachi Melong Nidada? What's it mean to overcome earth, water, fire, wind, sun, and moon?
但是离地、水、火、风、日月是什么意思呢？
And I went to get you some commentaries.
我想给大家一些注解。
The one I enjoyed the most was by a great Mongolian author.
我很喜欢的是一位很伟大的蒙古的作者所写，
His name is Chujeng Awam Benden.
他名字叫出娟高汪 Benden。
Chujeng means Dharma Lord.
出娟意思就是法王，
He lived about, I think, 200 years ago.
他是200年前的人。
And here's his commentary to that last line.
这就是他对最后这一句的一个注解。
So we're going deeper, and that's what we do, and that's why this Lamrim teaching is so slow.
我们现在会深入来讲，这就是为什么这个掌中解脱的教授这么慢。
Satchu Melong Nida Del Tobza. Now, he says, what about this strange last line? So, there's a Mongolian master.
所以有一位蒙古的大师，
He says, what about this strange last line?
他说：“那最后这一句很奇怪的这一句是在讲什么
He says, well, Satchu Melung, these 4 elements.
他讲到地、水、火、风这4个元素，
That's easy.
这个很容易。
Dilache means they refer to the 4 elements.
意思就是它指的就是4大元素，
And it means after you reach nirvana or become a Buddha,
意思就是当你证得涅槃或佛位的时候，
you don't have this normal body
你就不会有这个普通的身体了，
made of these 4 elements.
就是由4大元素构成，
You have what we call rainbow body.
你就会获得我们所说的红光身。
Why is it called rainbow body?
为什么叫彩虹身呢？
From a distance,
从远处看，
a rainbow looks like it has a shape and it looks like it has colors.
彩虹看上去是有颜色和形状的，
But then when you come up close to the rainbow,
但是如果你靠近一看，
you can put your hand through it.
你可以把手去穿过去。
And Buddha's physical body is similar.
佛陀的色身也是一样的。
Now, here's the part that I like about his commentary. It's very sweet.
这是他的注解当中我很喜欢的部
He
分。
says, Ninda. Now, why did he mention sun and the moon?
他为什么要提日月呢？
Keper Paktule. This is called this is a famous book called Extraordinary Praises or something. It's praise of the one who is extraordinarily superior. It's a poem.
You mean the praises for this one or the praise
No,
by
he's
this one?
gonna quote a book.
所以
It's
他
a
要引
famous eulogy. Eulogy means a poem of praise found in the Tingyur.
OK，就是这是一个关于寄颂，
And it says, ne tsu nima dul ne no, which is probably a mistake. And everything is misspelled and miscarved here, okay? So I had to replace a lot of words, okay? But he says, tarpa chipar shepa shechetang. The parrot, the green parrot who talked, the bird who talks,
就是那种绿鹦鹉，
he poked the sun
然后他去啄那个太阳，
with his beak.
就是用他的嘴去啄太阳，
And then they say he got to nirvana.
然后人们说他就证得涅槃了。
And what's that all about?
这是在讲什么？
This is supposed to explain the sun and the moon.
这
There's
本
no
来
more sun, there's no more moon.
应该讲没有日月啊，怎么在讲这个呢？
forget the sun and the moon.
所以不要忘了日和月吧。
Changsong means a Hindu saint.
昌松意思就是印度教的一个圣人，
He's called Gepe Pu.
他名字叫 Gepepu，
With some miracle powers.
就是因为有一些神通，
He took a parrot or he became a parrot. It's not clear.
就没有讲清楚到底说他就拿了一只鹦鹉，还是说他
He
自己
flew
变成
to
鹦
the
鹉，
sun
他就飞向了太阳，
and he poked a hole in the sun.
然后呢就在太阳上面咬出一个洞，
And then that saint got into the hole
然后呢那个圣人就进入到这个洞里，
and he reached nirvana.
然后就证得涅槃。
Okay, so this Mongol master, who is a great, great master,
这位蒙古的大师呢，其实是一位很伟大的大师。
he says, Shantideva's, Nagarjuna's book,
他说龙树大师的书
they are criticizing this idea that nirvana is some place on the other side of the moon or something like that.
是说龙树大师在批评这种观点，就认为就是涅槃是在其他的地方，在另外的别的。
So he criticizes, he says, when the book says you are free of the sun and the moon, it means you are free of this dumb idea about what is nirvana.
所以当书中写到远离日月，指的是说远离这种关于涅槃的错误的见解。
I found another interesting. Yeah, here is a commentary by Rendawa.
这里是关于任达瓦的一个注解。
Rendawa was a Sakya master who was the teacher of Tsongkhapa.
任达瓦是萨迦派的大师，他是宗喀巴大师的老师。
And when he explains the sun and moon,
当他解释日月的时候，
Chirupa Kachik, some non-Buddhists say, young Chirupa Kachik, it's at the end of his quotation.
就在他引用当中讲，有些写到，就有一些非佛弟子认为，
Kawa, Tung, Gyapa, Pa, Showa, Mo Mutik Dog. It says, some people think when you reach nirvana, you go into some white light.
有些人认为就是当你证得涅槃的时候，你就去到一些白光，
It's like the color of snow
就像雪的颜色一
or
样，
the color of a white shell
或者是白色的贝壳的，
or like the color of pearl or the color of yogurt.
或是珍珠，或者是奶酪的颜色，
And it looks like an umbrella covers you.
看上去就像一个伞在笼罩着你。
And these are all weird ideas about nirvana.
这些都是关于涅槃很奇怪的观点。
So when this book says, you go beyond the sun and the moon,
所以当这本书提到你远离了日和月的时候，
it means you go beyond these dumb ideas about, nirvana is like a big umbrella that's colored white and you stay under the umbrella like in a donut of the sun.
in the donut。
Donut of the sun with a hole in the middle.
OK， 就说你远离了这种关于关于涅槃的错误的观点，你认为涅槃就像一个伞，白色的，然后笼罩着你，或者是像太阳像甜甜圈一样，然后涅槃在中间一个洞里。
And you could say those are just stupid old ideas from some weird groups in India.
你可以说这是在古印度一些人的奇怪的观点，
But you might examine what ideas you have what is nirvana.
但是你最好还是检视一下你自己对涅槃的理解，
And maybe it's not much different from the white umbrella.
或许跟那些理解为白色的伞没有什么太大的差别。
Now, just for fun, which I enjoy doing, I thought you would like to go to this is a book by Pabonka Rinpoche himself.
然后呢，这是另外一本关于帕彭卡仁波切所写的书，
And this is a beautiful kind of genre of book. It's a type of literature.
它是一种类别的书，
And it's called Chilen. Chilen means question and answer.
叫 Chilen， 就是问答集。
So even in this course, we're going to be doing a special master class.
就在这一套课程当中，我们会有一个特别的大师课，
And I'll be accepting questions from you and I'll be giving answers live.
然后呢，我会来回答大家的提问，是直播的形式。
And also in the expanded course, you'll be able to ask questions directly online or in person, or by internet to senior ACI teachers.
还有我们的延伸课，大家可以直接或 去亲自去问我们的资深的老师。
But in the ancient times,
但是在古代呢，
somebody would sit there, and like carving the question. And
有些人呢会坐在那里把问题雕刻下来。
so here's a question that somebody actually asked Pabonko Rinpoche probably about 100 years ago.
所以这是100多年前有人问帕彭卡仁波切的问题。
Shitting le sachu melung ninda de top the. So what about that last line of the letter to a friend which talks about you reach nirvana where you don't have sun and moon anymore?
就是在亲友书当中提到你就远离了日月。
Oh, and here's Pabonka's own answer. Because he didn't answer it, he didn't ask the question in his lamrim, but somebody asked him later, what's that line?
就有人就后来就问了说你这一句话是什么意思，然后帕彭卡仁波切就回道。
And by the way, this is the great benefit that we have 5 million pages of scriptures digitalized in the last 33 years.
我们之所以能做个是得益于我们过去30多年来一直在保护经典所积攒的一个数据库。
And I know many of you watching this lamrim are helping to organize fundraising for that digitalization.
我知道正在观看这个教授的很多人都在来帮忙募款来资助这个项目。
And I wanted to thank you for that.
我想要感谢大家。
And the reason I can go deeper with you
我之所以能够来深入教大家，
is because of your fundraising.
就是因为大家的募款，
And it definitely helps support people around the world who we train
然后也会有助于我们在全球培训的人。
for 33 years.
然后呢，这一工作做了30多年。
And it's beautiful now. Some of those ladies that I met in the first year of this
在
project,
这个项目我第1年遇见的一些女士，
they had children.
她们已经有了孩子。
Now those children are working next to them on the computer.
现在呢，这些孩子就跟母亲一起并肩坐在一起，在电脑前工作。
Okay, so here it says Chirupa Gashiki, Jungwashida, Ninda Sola, Topja Tatu, Zimbabang. So it says some people, ancient weird schools,
然后就说有些人就是古代的很奇怪的一些群体，
they think nirvana is like a white light where you go and you stay in this white light.
那些派别认为涅槃就像白光，然后你进去待在白光里。
Tarpa Sukchendu Dupa, these are strange ideas that nirvana is a physical place.
这种特别的观点就认为涅槃是有一个实体的地方的，
But if you really want to go to the real nirvana,
但如果你想去到真正的涅槃，
you need those 3 trainings
你就需要那3学：
morality,
戒、
concentration,
定、
and wisdom.
慧。
Okay? Yeah, I have to say, a lot of people think
我得说，很多人认为，
that if you study this section that we've covered with 25 classes,
如果你学习我们这25堂课所讲的内容，
if you study it well,
如果学得好的话，
then you will reach nirvana.
你就可以证得涅槃。
And, people think it's like you got very drunk
人们就认为就好像你醉得很厉害，
and you are like this,
然后呢，你就像这样，
for the rest of time.
余生的时间
And you are just like in another space,
就好像在另外一个空间当中，
This is not nirvana at all.
这根本不是涅槃。
Nirvana's definition.
涅槃的定义，
You basically get rid of your anger and jealousy and other negative emotions forever.
你就永远去除了愤怒、嫉妒等负面的念头，
That's nirvana.
这就是涅槃。
So Xiaoping, for example, yesterday she was translating for me here.
比方说，小平昨天在这里为我翻译，
And today she's translating for me here, same place.
今天他也坐在这里为我翻译，同一个地方。
Then it's possible that she reached nirvana last night.
有可能他昨晚证得涅槃，
And she won't look any different.
他看上去样子不会有任何差别
Okay, so you have to understand that.
所以大家要明白这一点。
It's the person sitting next to you.
坐在你旁边的人，
They could have reached nirvana last night because of these great classes.
有可能他们因为听了这个很好的课，昨晚就涅槃了。
And they're not going to change. Their outer appearance is not going to change.
他们外在的形象不会改变，
They don't have any more negative emotions, and you cannot make them angry.
他们不会再有任何负面的情绪，你也不可能再让他们生气。
Okay, let's go back to the lamrim.
好，我们继续回来讲道次第。
But that kind of going deeper is only possible because we have a database that we built for 33 years.
刚才我们带大家深入来学习，之所以有可能是因为我们30多年在做经典保护的工作。
I estimate we have 117 years to go.
我预计我们还要做117年才能完成。
So I hope you will continue to help, and I thank you for your help so far.
我希望大家能够持续的支持，而且我感谢大家到目前为止的支持，
Especially Gold Club friends.
尤其是Gold Club 黄金俱乐部的朋友们。
Okay. Jason Batakibu Jingi Nyamsu Langjani. Well, what is it that people in this medium motivation,
那些中士道的人，
what are they trying to reach?
他们想要达成什么目
They
标？
just want to stop suffering forever for themselves.
他们只想自己永远的停止痛苦。
Well, what should they be focusing on?
那他们应该专注在哪里呢？
Sakpe Lapasum, those 3 extraordinary trainings.
就是那3学，
Always being nice to other people,
总是善待他人，
doing your meditation every morning,
每天早上做冥想，
and study about emptiness.
然后学习空性。
Now, Sum Yimbe Geber Chamber Chukor Mitina Kapdir Lapasumka Cheka. Now, if I wasn't going to teach you guys the highest track, Mahayana track,
如果不是要教大家最上士道，就是大乘道，
if this was just a series of lectures about how to reach nirvana, not Buddhahood,
如果所有这些教授只是关于如何正点涅槃，而不是正得佛位的话，
okay, of course, Buddhahood means your whole body changes, your whole mind changes. You're able to help people on billions of planets at the same time.
当然成佛的意思就是你的身体全部的改变，你的意识全部的改变，你可以同时在100万个星球帮助别人。
Yeah, nirvana just means me, one person here on this couch. I don't have anger, I don't have jealousy.
涅槃只有我一个人坐在这个沙发上，没有嫉妒，没有愤怒。
Which might, by the way, that means you got out of the wheel of life.
当然，这意味着你已经从生命之轮当中脱离了。
But not everybody who reached nirvana reached Buddhahood.
但是不是所有正得涅槃的人都可以成佛。
Okay, Buddhahood, your whole being changes.
然后呢，成佛的话，你整个人全部改变了，
And you are able to help countless beings on countless planets at the same time.
你可以同时在无数的星球上帮助无数的众生。
Then Pabonka Rinpoche says,
然后帕彭卡仁波切提到，
I'm not done with you after I finish this nirvana thing.
我教完涅槃还没完呢，
I have a big plan for you.
我为大家制定了大的计划。
We're going to go to the greater way teachings, Mahayana teachings,
我们现在要去教大乘，
where you learn to become a Buddha.
你学习如何成佛。
To get to that Buddhahood, you're also going to need these same three trainings.
要成佛，你也需要同样这3学。
So if I wasn't going to teach you this highest path,
如果不是为了教最高的这一道，
if I was just teaching you about nirvana,
如果只是教涅槃的话，
well, then I would teach you the details of those 3 trainings today.
我今天就会教你关于这3学的细节。
But
但是
I am going to teach you those higher goals.
我的确是要教大家这些更高的目标，
So I think we'll save 2 of those trainings for later,
所以我想另外2学呢，我们晚点再来教。
like shamatha training,
比如说奢摩他，
deep meditation,
很深的冥想，
vipassana training,
毗婆舍那的训练，
special view of emptiness.
关于空性特别的见解。
I'll teach those to you guys later.
那些呢，我稍后再来教。
And by the way, that's my plan also.
顺便提下，这也是我的计划。
After we finish this book, because Pabonka Rinpoche doesn't spend much time on shamatha and vipassana in this book. A little bit, but not much.
就是学完这本书之后，因为帕本卡仁波切没有在奢摩他和毗婆舍那过多的描述，只有提到一点点，不多。
At the end of this book, we're going to go to the great book on the steps of the path.
然后呢，学完这本书之后，我们就会去学菩提道次第广论，
Lam Rim Chen Mo.
叫 Lam Rim Chemo。
that will take us 13 more years to finish.
还需要13年时间才能学完那本书。
We will just do the part on shamatha and vipassana. Just that part will take 13 years.
just that part, OK.
Yeah.
单单学这2部分就要花13年的时间。
Okay, so I'm telling you and Paponko's telling you, we'll get to there later. Those 2 trainings we'll cover later.
所以呢，帕蓬仁波切包括我都告诉大家说，这2部分我们稍后再学。
So I'm gonna Suchimki Labat Selduktun means let's focus on ethical way of life.
让我们先来关注有道德的生活戒这一部分。
That's the Chakshe here. Chakshe means that's the High Lama's tradition at this point. We just focus on morality because we're going to teach you Shamatha Vipassana later.
这就是一些大的上师的观点，就我们生摩他跟毗婆舍那晚点再学。
Then he says, he quotes again Nagarjuna's letter to a friend.
他再次引用了亲友书的内容。
Timni Gyuda Migyu Sashindu Yenden Kungi Shiten Lakbar Sung. How can I describe the practice of living an ethical life?
就如何描述这种过着有道德的生活？
Well, think about this planet Earth, the big dirt, the huge. All the countries are resting on this planet.
想想所有国家支撑了所有国家的这个大地，
Gyuda Migusa is an old joke.
然后这里是一个古老的玩笑话。
The dirt of this planet holds up everything that's moving and everything that's not moving.
就是这个地的土壤呢，支撑起一切动与不动的东西。
So right now we're in Sedona, Arizona.
现在我们在亚利桑那圣多纳，
I don't know if you can see, but these red mountains in the background are very, very famous. 6 million people a year come here to visit.
我不知道大家看不看得到啊？每年有600万个人来这里参观，
And the earth patiently, quietly holds up those mountains all day, all night.
然后这个大地呢，每天静静的，然后日夜不变的去支撑起这些高山。
And if you look out the window here, you can see some cars moving.
如果你从窗户看上去，还看到有车在经过，
And the earth patiently holds them up all the time, also day and night.
大地也日夜的支撑起这些车。
So whether things are moving, like the cars, or whether things are not moving, like the red mountains, the earth is very patient. He just holds them up.
不管是动的，比方说车，还是不动的，比方说红色的山，大地都默默的日夜的支撑着。
And the Gajana says, your morality is like that.
然后呢，龙树大师说，戒就好比
Okay,
也是如此。
You want to meditate,
你想要冥想，
you want to see emptiness directly.
你想直见空性，
By the way, the meditation is like the mountains.
顺便一下，冥想就像这些山，
And the seeing emptiness directly is like the cars.
直见空性就好像这些车。
But somebody patient, quiet, always there has to be under foundation.
但是有人必须要静静的、默默的、很有耐心的支撑作为基础，
And that's morality.
这就是戒。
Shepa yenden tamjeki shi yinbe, being nice to other people is the foundation of every good quality.
善待他人是所有好的品质的根本。
Certain namatapa kelche, therefore, never hurting any other person is extremely important.
因此，从不伤害他人就极其重要。
Dini sangeki tembe tsawa, treating other people nice is the root of all Buddhism.
就是善待他人是整个佛教的根基。
Sungna penyin che. If you keep an ethical way of life, if you are nice to other people, the benefits that come to you are unbelievable.
如果你能够持戒，能够善待他人，利益是不可思议的。
Ma sungna nyemek yang shintu chete. And if you don't keep to an ethical way of life and you do hurt other people, you cannot imagine the kind of trouble you are making for yourself.
如果你不持戒，你不善待他人，你就想不到你会遇到什么样的麻烦。
And I'll tell you another important thing that Buddha said about being nice to other people.
我来跟大家讲讲佛陀教过的另外一点关于善待他人的事情。
If people in any city or country are keeping their commitment to be nice to other people,
不论任何国家、任何城市，人们如果持戒善待他人，
then Buddha said, then Buddhism is there.
佛陀就说那佛教就在那里。
And if they're not keeping those kind of commitment to be nice to other people,
如果他们没有持好承诺善待他人的话，
then you cannot say Buddhism reached that place.
你就不能说佛教reach that place，
Yeah.
你就不能说佛教传到了那个地方。
Then he repeats,
然后他又重复到
Gelong dulwa zimba temba yula. If there's one person in a city keeping to a way of life where they never hurt other people, then Buddhism exists in that city.
如果有那个城市有一个人他能持戒善待他人，那佛教就在那个城市里。
Then even if there's a tantra, right, high secret teaching,
如果有很高的教授，比如说密法
reach that city,
传到的那个城市，
and everybody's like, whoa,
然后每
they're
个人
ringing
都
their
这样
bells
来
and,
摇铃啊。
you know, but if they're not being nice to other people,
如果他们没有善待他人，
then we can say the Buddhist teaching did not reach that place.
我们就可以说佛陀的教授没有传到那个地方。
Even though people are practicing the highest teaching there, but they are not moral.
但是如果哪怕有人在那里修很高的法，但是他很高的教授，但是没有持戒的话，
Therefore,
因此
the Buddha said himself,
佛陀自己说道
Ngani nyangende kyunna, dini kyuki tumba she. After I disappear from this world, after I reach my final nirvana,
当我获得最终的涅槃，离开这个世界的时候，
part of me will stay in this world.
我的一部分会留在这个世界，
And that part of me will be your teacher forever.
那一部分永远都是你的老师，
And that's keeping your vows and not hurting other people.
就是持戒不伤害他人。
So if one person in this world
如果这个世界有一个人
is keeping their commitment never to hurt other people,
在遵守自己的承诺，永远不伤害他人，
then Buddha said, you can say, I'm still here.
然后佛陀就说：“你可以说我仍然在这里。”
Final sentence of this series.
就是这一堂课最后的一个系列。
And then the 25th session will be a review.
然后呢，25呢会是回顾。
So listen and let it be like a mantra for you. You know, listen to the words. It's a
所以
blessing.
所以听好这部分，然后呢，就像咒语一样是个加持。
Rangyuki tsutum la tembe kutsab yin nyam du chete chene sungke. So most of you listening,
大部分在听课的人，
you probably took some kind of Buddhist vows,
你可能有受过佛教的一些戒律，
at least the 10 good deeds.
至少是10善业：
No killing,
不杀生、
no stealing,
不偷盗、
no hurting other people's
不
relationships,
伤害他人的关系
etc.
之类的。
So we can say that in your mind stream,
我们可以说，在你的心流当中，
you are keeping this way of life
你在手持这样的生活方式，
where you are nice to other people.
就是你在善待他人。
And then Pabonka says, so we can say,
所以帕彭卡说到，那我们可以说，
okay, you don't have to be perfect,
你不用完美，
but those of you who are trying to keep your 6 times bull,
但那些试着记60书的人，
and since you heard about this teaching about seeds,
因为你听过关于种子的内容，
you are trying to be nicer to other people.
你试着要更加善待他人。
As long as you're generally imperfectly trying to be nice to other people, not perfectly,
只要你是大体上努力想要善待他人，不是说要完美，
we can say the Buddha is alive inside of you.
我们就可以说佛陀就活在你里面。
And chete means take good care of that Buddha.
所以你要照顾好那个
It's
佛
the
陀，
most precious thing in your life.
这是你生命中最宝贵的东西。
Okay, that's the end of session 24.
这是第24堂课的结尾。
In session 25, we're going to do a review of the whole 25 sessions.
在第25堂课，我们会回顾之前的所有的内容。
We'll see you then.
我们到时见。
I know, Xiaoping, you're very tired and you've been working very hard, and thank you for translating.
哦，我知道小平一直很努力工作，很累了，谢谢你翻译。